Hello, guys. Welcome back to the channel. And we're back with another great episode today. And as you can see from the screen, from the title, why do successful women find it difficult to have a successful relationship? And today we're here with Tashi, Mesa, and Bree again with yet
Hi.
another great episode. Hi, Tashi. So we want to look at how nowadays female in modern day society, we notice that we have so many hardworking females, so many successful, high performing women, yet it becomes very challenging when they are to maintain a successful relationship. So today we want to explore this topic and we want to present our views, our opinions, our thoughts on the topic as to why we believe women who are successful find it difficult to maintain or to find a successful relationship. So we want to just get your views on this. Tashi, you want to just give us your views as to why it becomes so difficult for women in modern day society to actually maintain a successful relationship. What are some of what's your thought on it?
Um, okay. Successful women meaning women who have, career driven type female.
Yes.
Um, I think one of the difficulties um some women are having is because they're so career focused. I guess they're
Mm-hmm.
focusing more on their career path, and with that it kind of deviate from the relationship, so then they're not putting their all in the relationship because they are more fully focusing on their jobs or their education, or focusing on leveling up in society.
Mm-hmm.
So then the relationship gets taken aback, so take a step back so that
Mm-hmm.
she can more deal with um herself.
Mm-hmm.
Because if as I'm not sure if she's already successful, or is if she's already
Yeah,
successful.
yeah.
Yeah, if she's already successful and then having difficulty having a successful relationship, it could be because of the the individual that she's with. I'm not, maybe because of the individual she's with.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Yeah, so as you asked a question before, like you're saying, is she successful already? Yes. So she achieved, that degree. She's in a good job, and she can hold her own. She have her stuff already. So pretty much she has complete all those things. However, it becomes challenging for her to hold on a relationship. Is it she's attracting the wrong person, or what is it with with I would be thinking like, say she put in a lot of effort in is it that she's not putting a lot of effort in her relationship as she did with her career path or with her job? I'm just trying to explore that. What's your thought, Misa?
I want to say, oh, oh yes, it's on. I think,
Yeah.
I don't know. I believe she probably focusing so much on her career. She just want it doesn't matter who she go with. She just pick up any
Mm-hmm.
man, I guess, and believe. Sometimes they believe, all right, I can fix this person the way I want, or he
Mm-hmm.
can dress this way because I can make him dress this way. I can do this, and it has to do with a control thing too. You know,
Mm-hmm.
when you're more successful, you feel like you have more power, I guess, and that way she want to control the type of man that she's with, and in order to control that man, probably the man make little to nothing, so she can control him,
Mm-hmm.
right? Whereas a
Yeah.
successful man can do whatever he wants.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's
a
a
successful man
possibility.
control woman as well.
Yes,
Success
so vice versa
equivalent to
with the
power.
yeah, it's vice versa with
Exactly.
the
That's what I'm hearing from Shamisha, because from time to time we complain about the men, this and that. But and as we are seeing now, we are hesitant in saying the female will do the same thing just the same,
mm-hmm.
where they will settle for a man below them. I'm hearing maybe below their standards of
Yeah,
success,
below their
and
standard.
then in that way it might come across as the reason why it can't be successful. She already have everything, so now the man is wondering where he fits in this relationship, or because she can hold her own or she's so independent, it would seem like the man becomes irrelevant in the relationship, or
But nowadays,
maybe.
you have a lot of men saying that women only seek out relationship with men for monetary value. So why is it
Exactly.
that when she comes with her monetary value,
Hmm.
she still has an
It's a
issue?
challenge.
It's still a challenge for her to keep the relationship. No, she proves that she is not a gold digger.
Hmm.
So what's the next issue now?
Because
Good
men are
talking there.
competitive creature. So you see
Hmm.
her now as a threat.
Mm,
Some
some.
men
Hmm.
sees her now as a threat, competition, and then because they are so comfortable in what they're doing, it's like now she's
Hmm.
showing him up, and then it's gonna force him now to have to level up where he doesn't really want to,
Mm,
because men are like creatures of habit, right? So
mhm,
if they are used to a certain things,
Yeah.
unless they put their mind to want to level up, then they won't do it. Now this woman
Hmm.
comes and then he's either more successful as than him or the same level. Now it shows him up because in his head he should be above the female
mhm.
Hmm.
in that
He
aspect.
should be above her, but still, she should be using her own money to take care of herself.
Well, I don't know about the using her own money to take care of herself part,
Mm,
Because we're
because
looking at
if
this successful woman, and why it is that she can't find, why is it difficult to have a successful relationship.
so
So
okay, so
I'm
we
looking
need
at
like a
is the quality.
scenario, like what is the difficulty part?
Mm-hmm. So meaning, like, I remember one our last session, Shamisha was saying, like, say for example, because I don't really want to limit it to marriage, but say for example you're in a relationship and you find that this person is not the right person for you, but we end up sticking with the relationship. We stick with the relationship nonetheless. And you as the woman within yourself know that this is not what you want. Like it's not what you want. So because of that, also that could be a part where mentally you're not focusing too much on the relationship. You're more focusing on the lacking of this other person in the relationship, or
Mm.
maybe he's not up to your par, or and you're not, and maybe you're trying to encourage him, but he's not. He's okay in himself because you might have a PhD or a this or a that, and feel like the more stuff you have, it will look appealing to him, while he's not looking, maybe he's not even looking at your stuff, that you have your PhD and your this and your that. He's just comfortable with being his whole self, while you are now, because you're out there and you learn so much information and you're educated in so many different areas, so many different skills, and you know to articulate yourself and all of that. You're expecting, I guess some women are expecting the man to, you know, in order for the relationship to flow, he should be, up there too with her. So in that case, you might find the man might be in some argument with you, or he might try to even put you down and speak down to you too, even though you're educated and this and that. The man might talk down to you too, and then the relationship can get toxic as at some point in time, and you're looking at yourself, oh, I'm an educated woman, I'm a very intelligent woman, this and that, I'm working so hard, yet still you're in this kind of relationship that, you know might not be pleasing to you, or might not be satisfying to you.
So in this case now, you are comparing, you're basically now comparing, one, your partner with other intelligent males, then
Mm-hmm.
two, it's more now of a, it's not, I wouldn't say a competing, but it's like you're saying, if I am this level, you should be at a level beside me. So
Mm-hmm.
um I think it is now within that female, because now
Mm-hmm.
she's feeling as if this relationship is not worth my intellect or whatever, because there
Mm-hmm.
must
Like
be
she has
something.
outgrown the
Yes, she has
relationship.
outgrown
Yeah.
the relationship. The relationship is now boring. Maybe the person, because as you said, she's been exposed in exposed in society, and so, and the man can't really maybe hold a conversation that you want to hold with him, because of, yeah, he's not educated, and then that is frustrating on the
Mm-hmm.
female, and it's also frustrating on the man, because if
On him too.
And
because if
Yes.
every
it's also possible to, whereas both of them started with nothing, and it just so happened the lady
Mm-hmm.
found a job that pay way more than what he's making now. What happened then?
hmm
Mm-hmm.
She can't just leave the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well, no, I'm making more, so
Mm-hmm.
I have to find somebody else that's making more like me, or making as much as me.
I think it has to do with the individuals themselves, because if she making more money, all of a sudden make the relationship boring, or something is happening, because if when
Mm-hmm.
she was down, I guess in the relationship was fine,
Everybody was
everybody was
balanced and okay.
balanced, so everybody just knew that, okay, we're balanced. But all of a sudden now, she's making money, she feel as if she's superior, because now it look like, is it money and education that is the main factor in the relationship, because now he's going to be like, oh, you have a lot of scenarios where men um help help to finance women to go back to school. You have some men
Mm-hmm.
that they may be okay, they put, they work hard so that their female, their spouse, their partner that they love, they want to pursue a career, and they work and help them. And then when they're finished with that education, and then that same low level man who help you to
Mm-hmm.
elevate yourself, you're looking down at him, and then
Mm-hmm.
you're like, you know what, this is not working out. So what is you first have to say, what was the importance of this relationship? Was it
Mm-hmm.
money? Was it education? What was it?
Mm-hmm.
If it was a, starting from the bottom, now we're here type of relationship. But if we're talking about a successful woman who already have her things, is it that that woman now find a man that is below her? Like, there's so many scenarios, because then you would have known already before you get into the relationship how that man was. So then there should be
Mm-hmm.
no comparison or no issue where she's concerned. But then it could be now, and then the man, he would have already know that, okay, this is a successful woman who has her things. So is this a man who just love to put down woman in general, successful or not? Because you have some men that they target females who are strong, who are independent. So
Mm-hmm.
just to, belittle
Put
them,
them
make
down.
them feel less of themselves. And that is just their toxic trait. So no, it is not
Mm-hmm.
even the successful woman issue, that is him. So that would be that individual who is making that relationship difficult. And then in
So
that
I
case,
guess in that sense, I guess in that sense, so yes, as you rightfully say, there are different scenarios. As you mentioned, it could have been a woman that is successful already, and then you have men who prey on those type of females,
mhm,
and also the situation where they were at nothing. Both were at nothing, and then the female elevate herself, and he remains the same. However, in both situations too, there can be a problem, because I know of a situation where a female, she was doing her degree, and the man said, "You didn't ask permission to do your degree, right? How you didn't ask me permission to do it? He's not studying, he's not doing anything, but because she's doing and she's elevating herself, he he felt some type of way now that maybe she's not going to want him anymore or something. So then again, it can trigger off some kind of problem in the relationship if both of them were coming from nowhere. So sometimes
And
when the woman elevate herself, and say both of them were at the same spot and they were comfortable and okay, soon as the woman elevate herself, start earning more money, having her education and so on, the man becomes jealous, or I don't know, whatever trigger, maybe too the woman might be looking down at him too, to say how comes, you don't know
then
what
that means that
can
person wasn't,
trigger that.
that means that person isn't genuine then. That person isn't
But you
genuine
wouldn't
if
know.
that's the case.
Yeah, you wouldn't know until. So you would be in a relationship with the person. Seems like they're genuine. Everything is good with both of you,
Yeah,
until when you step out of the box. That's when maybe after years you decide to do your degree or do your PhD or do something. At that time, no, that person becomes a threat to that person.
right,
So even though you might think the person was genuine, until when you start to earn this big money or get this big promotion or something, which it's
You
gonna
start getting jealous.
it's gonna yeah, he feels jealous. On the other hand, you will find some men, as what Tashana was saying, that they target these women who are very successful because it will make them look good. So you have some men who, the women who have all these accolades, and so they like to string themselves along with this person, and they, at the same time, they try to tear them down in the mean quietly too, you know. But
Yeah.
outside, it shows them up as if they are this good person too. So they are doing two things. So you have those type of relationship too, where the woman is suffering and whatever, and then you have another relationship where the woman might be trying to encourage the man to say, go back to school, do this, do that, you know, and he doesn't want to do nothing, but at the same time,
But
he will feel threatened by her too.
okay, okay, but why most of the times when the woman, so let's say, no, let's use a scenario of the, starting from the bottom and now we're here scenario.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Why when so you guys were okay all along. You were okay with the man doing,
mm-hmm.
because clearly the man was working, but maybe he's
Right.
not working in the job that you are, um what you say, you feel pleased in telling other people that
Mm-hmm.
Or he's not
your
making
Your
enough
husband
money.
is doing.
your husband is doing, or he's not making
Yeah.
enough money, or all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So why is when the female has elevated and is successful, all of a sudden now, oh, you need to go and elevate yourself, you need to go and do something. If Because why I'm saying this, if it was a flip,
Mm-hmm.
where the man was successful and the woman was saying not working, or just working, just a minimum job, and the man is successful, if the woman doesn't want to elevate herself, or maybe have a different path that she want to do, maybe start a business, then the man will more be encouraging. But the
Um,
female, when
I
they're
would disagree with that.
Hold on a
pardon.
second. Let her finish, and then let Tashana finish, and then Brianna gonna jump in. Finish up what you
Oh,
were saying, Tashana.
yeah, like, I don't even remember what I was going to say.
You said that the men would more encourage her when he is like when he finally elevates himself.
No, like, if she wants to. So it's not like he's gonna force her, like how the female would force the man to say, okay, I am level up now, so you need to level up, because we both of us were coming from the same thing. I'm not talking about a successful man
Mm,
that find that a woman will say, okay, she's looking for a man that is successful, and
mm-hmm,
she's not successful, whatever we call successful. And then we're not talking about that. We're talking about two same level person,
mm-hmm.
who one leveled up before the other,
Mm-hmm.
and then that one now basically pushing or forcing the man now to level up.
So my thoughts, or well, my views on that, Tash, is that rarely do you see a man who, not that it doesn't happen, but most times when you see like a man who has leveled up from start from the bottom, nowhere here with a woman that he was with before, a lot of the times
They
you
step
see that
away.
he throws away that woman, and
Mm-hmm.
in himself he thinks to himself, okay, I've made it now I can finally go get a different woman
And
Okay.
Yeah,
Bree,
to
to
suit
add
his.
to
I
that,
agree.
to
to
suit
add to
his
that too,
to
and
suit what he wanted in the beginning,
and
because it
if he
seems like
doesn't
he
get
would
rid of,
have settled for the lady that he was with that helped bring him up, and then after he's up, he throws her to the side and then gets somebody else who is looking that rich way that should be by his side. And you see this a lot
Mm-hmm.
But
with like basketball players,
Okay, wait, we're gonna get to
rappers.
Shamisha. Tashana, hold on. Mm-hmm.
I
Shamisha
was
was saying
just I
something.
was I was just
Mm-hmm.
adding to Bree. She was
Mm-hmm.
saying they move on to someone else, or if they don't move on to someone else, they end up cheating multiple
Hmm.
times.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
No,
but
you're right.
it it's not. But they do that not because of you being less successful. As you said, they're looking for someone who
So they
look
do it because of them being
who
successful.
who I didn't get that.
I'm saying they do it because of them getting successful, not
Ex-
because the woman is unsuccessful, but because they themselves got successful.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
So what I am, yeah, I'm not talking about the man that is going out and finding a woman who less successful but just maybe look better than the female that he was with. I'm saying what happened to the why is it that when a female is successful, she all right, why is it that she don't leave then? Just like regular men.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I guess Brian, I was agreeing with you, but in the flip side to say the men they don't up and go. But your question is why do female don't up and leave?
Yeah, I
Why are
believe
they
that
staying?
females
Which is
should up
what we
and
are
leave
exploring. This is what we are exploring the topic.
because you
But
Why
know
are successful?
I wasn't even talking about that specifically. I was just talking about why is it when female become successful, their next
Mm-hmm.
thing is
to
okay, is to force the man to come. You need to be successful like me. You need to change your job. You need to be this little factory job that you're doing. It's not cutting it because it is not suiting to my um what do you call it? My don't know my
Your standard or
standards
whatever you're
or
at. Mm-hmm.
whatever. So why is it the same factory job that was helping with bills, was paying rent, was helping with mortgage? Why all of a sudden a female now who has a better job has an issue now with his work
Mm-hmm.
or with what he's doing?
Because, okay, I would, in my opinion, it is the nature of any individual, right? If you are progressing in life, I would say it is a nature. If I am progressing in life, I would want to drag my family along with me. I would like to drag my spouse along. What not necessarily use the word drag to say as the female you dragging the man. However, everybody want better for themselves. Nobody want worse. So if you're in a family and say, for example, I just finished my degrees, I just finished my masters, this, that, and whatnot, and I'm out there and I'm seeing the potential now and the possibilities that exist with this education, and then I have a man who is not there yet, right? I can show him. I don't have to. You don't have to be a forceful way, but maybe you're just encouraging him. And sometimes the female do encourage them as they go along, because I'm sure if a woman is sitting there and say she both of them have high school degree diploma at the time, and then she step away to go do her bachelor's degree, I am sure most of the time, in my estimation, the woman would suggest the same to the man to say, "Why I'm looking for this school, why don't you do this or do that?" And maybe he has some ideas, but maybe he doesn't do it at the time that she's doing it, right?
Hmm.
And then she find herself progressing, and maybe he's looking for job, he's doing other stuff, maybe in another way. So at some point in time when you get to a certain level in life, or you're say for example now she's managing a company or something, just like the man, as what Brie was saying, when the man get to a certain level, if he step away from the whole high school thing and he is with a woman who have a high school diploma, and now he has his master's degree going for his PhD, and he was encouraging her all along and she's not paying any attention to that, sooner or later he's gonna see that where he's at in his life at some point, he's gonna look at her to say, you know what, maybe I'm just saying, maybe he might look at the relationship to say that he has outgrown her because he has achieved so many things. He can do that. Some people maybe stay in the relationship depending, but most of the time you're gonna see some kind of animosity going on there, whether he has to tell her, oh, you need to do this or you need to do that, or it might turn out to be some type of manipulation thing going on, or some kind of behavior going to go, bad behavior is going to go on in that relationship. Because even if the other person is not saying go study, the next one who is below might say, oh, you think maybe they might have a conversation, and that one might say, oh, you think because you have your PhD now, you want to tell me this or you want to tell me that. So they might even use it in your face too. So it might not be you saying to them, you need to go study or you need to go this or that. It might be a situation to where there's that same person. You might have a conversation with them and they might just throw it in your face and say, oh, you think because you have this now, you give you the right to tell me this or you can tell me that, or stuff like that. So I don't know what you guys think about that in that sense, but there can be situations where it's not just the woman throwing it in his face or even forcing him to go study. She might be okay, but he might feel some type of way toward in his head while she's acquiring all these accolades to her name, getting all this promotion, working so hard. He might even discourage her to say, what are you going back to school for too? He might even not want you to go back to school or do nothing more because you have too much things. Are you all there?
Yes, yes.
I'm here.
Okay. Yeah. Anybody have any take on that? Okay, what about um I was thinking of another scenario. Okay, what about a person who is already, they're just meeting, right? You have some situation where you have some successful women, they're just dating, right? But they tend to attract these men who are mm, most likely beneath them. When I say beneath, I don't want to use, I'm using it kind of loosely too. Like they are not in line with their educational level or so, but
Like
most
they're
of the
not in
time
their league.
they're not in their league, but most of the time these women, they are finished, they have everything, but they tend to attract these men. Why is it that these women would tend to attract, they're not
I
taking men that are in their league?
If you notice,
Yes, Shemaine.
majority of the successful men, they are married. I don't know if you noticed that. Majority of these successful men are
True.
already married. And imagine being in
So
a
you're saying
company
none out
or
there.
no, sir. I don't think they feel like there's none out there for them. So they go and just pick up
Mm-hmm.
whatever is available. I see that a lot. I've seen that many
Mm-hmm.
times.
Yes, I agree with
Mm-hmm.
Nisa because statistically, there are more women in the world, so there are going to be
Mm-hmm.
more successful women in the
Absolutely, yeah.
world because of like how I know I will always go back to back in the days women could not have jobs, they couldn't work.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously more women are going to have ambition to do something with their life
Mm-hmm.
because they want to be able to support themselves now. But because because men
Okay.
already had that um that already, it's like they get complacent. They get
Mm-hmm.
complacent, so they don't want to keep leveling up like a woman will keep leveling up throughout
Mm-hmm.
decades and
They
years
feel
and
it's not
stuff.
necessary. Their gender is enough.
They feel it's not necessary. It's enough because they already have the rights to their body, so it's not like they have to keep on proving themselves like a
Mm-hmm.
woman need to keep proving themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I think even mentally you would have women who are more successful mentally, monetarily, just in their life, how them feel about themselves, even if they're not making a lot of money, but how their pride towards themselves, you probably have more women who are prideful in themselves than men,
Mm-hmm.
if that made sense.
Yeah.
because
So why? Okay. Okay.
because wouldn't you think in the back in the days we only see men for two things, and it's just money and protection. So then they're saying once I have money,
Mm-hmm.
doesn't matter where it come from or what I'm doing, as long as I can provide and protect whatever protection is to someone, then that is
Mm-hmm.
enough. Because
That's
that
what
is what
men
most
are saying. You're
women.
saying,
pa-
wait, who
What?
is saying? I didn't catch the first part where you're
No, I'm
saying.
saying in society,
Mm-hmm.
generally men are only seen to be a provider and a protector.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
those
And
are
who
just
told them that?
two.
Who told them that that was their role? Women
I
or
said
men?
The Bible.
But
So there
okay,
must be a protector,
but women
and
are
they're the
not
head
being
of the family too.
protected by men. so so that role they're not even playing to be a protector. So when you have women out there, like many women, even myself, if you see a random man on the road, aren't you going to feel a fearful way just in case they approach you and you say something bad to them, you don't want them kill you off, right? So men are not protecting women. We're not feeling protected.
it never just a random man. We're talking about like a man in a relationship. Like
Even them.
that is what I mean. So in a relationship, where we're talking about relationship. So in a relationship, all was required for a man is to be a provider and a protector. That is why I say a protector, whatever that is.
Mm-hmm.
So they are still thinking that way up to now.
Mm-hmm.
So they in their head they don't need to level up, because as long as they're providing and protecting, that is enough.
Mm-hmm.
So that is why you're gonna have women who, remember now, as you said, there was women who couldn't work, couldn't speak, could nothing. Now all of that is abolished. So now it's time for us to we bust like a kite. So we're
Mm-hmm.
just doing
Mm-hmm.
everything while the men are just still providing and protecting.
Mm-hmm.
No, we are doing
But
that
are
plus
they?
more. That is why they are.
Because they weren't really doing it back in the day either.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I know that is their role, but
Were
are
they always
majority of
ever doing it?
them
What, providing and
protecting and
protecting? Of
Mm-hmm.
course.
yeah.
Yeah. So you guys have nobody, no man in your house in it, you know of who was providing and protecting?
Um, well, a lot of people live in a single household where the man move away from the family, and then the mother becomes that single player in the
Girl, you
whole home,
We Yeah, we know
providing
that, but
and protecting, right? I'm just saying there are a lot of instances where women have been standing up on their own with their children and doing the protection and the providing for themselves. and hustling and doing whatever, right?
Yeah.
So that being said, I'm just saying some men have done the role and some have not carry out their
Okay.
due
So, all right. So
diligence in
based on
some
this
sense.
conversation, it sounds like majority has not done the role. So why is it we are so surprised that we're having difficulty to have a successful marriage if our relationship, if we don't have no basically examples or role models
I
or
don't
even
think it's
hope.
a surprise. It's just an annoyance at this point.
No, it's just a discussion. It's basically to say
No,
why
we
is it. So if that is the fact
I
of the
can talk.
matter to say, what's that?
No, I was saying something, but then I was cut off twice. So
No, go
Oh,
and
I
say
thought you
what
were
you were
finished
saying.
talking. Go
it
ahead.
it come out of my brain.
Oh, oh.
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah,
Because
that's
it,
okay.
it, it break and then I
Yeah,
thought you
it
were
sounded
finished
like you
in your
stopped
thought.
talking.
Yeah, it sound like it stopped. So yeah, so I was just saying, as you were rightfully saying, that there's less successful men out there to match up with the successful women. So some of us, most of the successful women, going to end up with a lot of um kind of thing. But the point is the successful relationship. What make a relationship successful? Not necessarily the money and your education. So is it the attitude that comes with a successful woman? Because remember, we're talking about a successful relationship. A successful relationship is just living in unity, doing the good things that you're supposed to do, where education, money, and all these things not supposed to matter. However, why is it that the
It matters
women,
for a successful woman, though.
right, that's why I'm coming from now, that is it that after a woman becomes successful, then it is so the other things that are valuable to a relationship goes through the door, and then it becomes about things, it becomes about your accolades, it becomes
Yeah.
about, you get what I mean? So that's where I want to see,
Mm-hmm.
is that where us as women are thinking like, I have my degree, just like a man would have his money and say, oh, I have my money, I can get any girl. So is it the woman thinking, I have my degree now, I have my PhD now, I think I'm better than you, I think I'm this, I think
That
I'm all
that
that
is
and
how
a
it
bag of
sounds.
chips, and they don't, and it don't, and they're not looking at the, how do I build my relationship with this person? You know, is it, and then also too, you find that they attract, as we were talking about these different type of men, like who will, what you call it now, put them down too. Because even though the man is not up to their standard, but the man drag them down too. Can you find a lot of women who say they're in this so-called, you know, um high performance woman, career woman, when you look, they have everything, and a man will just come in and, as Brenna said, will suck the hell dry out of them just the same way and stress them stress them out. And when you look, you see the woman looking frazzled, and you're thinking like, this woman who have everything, how comes she make one man come in her life and just rip her apart like that too? Because that does happen, where you find career women are women in, and the men will just come and they buy him things. Can you have woman who mind money? And man just take the money in. Like, you have woman who have their money, have this, take them Benz, take them that, and give the man, and just remember you have them kind of situation there too. So is that a successful relationship? I don't know, for her it depends if she would consider that, oh, this is a successful relationship.
Mm.
I don't think so, because most of the times they are stressed out, and it's because of the man part of their life that stresses them out, not because they have their degree. That never stress them out, although you can stress out because having an education, working hard for that. the job. But when it comes to the relationship part, it's like they can't have that one under control. It can't, they can't, either they're with the wrong person or they're attracting the wrong person. So yes.
Or it's just being with a man in general.
Interesting for being with a man in general, because
But
nowadays.
that is just the female's issue. She's a foolish female because okay, one, okay, let's do the scenario that we just talked about. So majority of successful men are married, so that is out of the picture. Then the ones that are left, they're not leveling up. Okay, then I am a successful woman. I attract the non-level uppers. Then I decide to go with one and then stay in the relationship, and it's not successful and stick in there. So it's not the man, that the man is, that is just his character. You can't change him. So it's you. The female is the issue.
So you think, is there anything that you would say then with us as female that might cause us to behave in that manner? Because that would be seems like a problematic behavior, some kind of behavioral issue that the female would have. You think there might be some um underlying situation in the female life, while we attract and stick to those kind of situations, like why would it be? I was reading something that they were saying, like, sometimes some female, because they grew up poor, and they have to struggle for what they want, and they have to work hard for what they want. Sometimes some man come to them, right? Maybe they weren't looking for no relationship at the time, but a man might come to them with some sad story, or I used to be like this, and I used to be up there, but hard time catch me, and you know nothing. It just, everything just gone bad with me, whether I'm a business or something. And we as female, we love listen to men and feed into things and so on. And we start to have this empathy for them. And because we start to feel sorry for this man now, we feel, you start talking, you be friends, and from there you take on that man and his problem now. And then you find that maybe this man just tricking you, telling you some nonsense or whatever, just to get to you, because they know how female think, and know that female will help them. And when you look, you find that female end up with this man, and that man becomes some problem, and then she might end that relationship, and by the time she go back to another relationship, is another similar man again. She take up with some kind of them story thing, they will tell her this, tell her that, because she have her money and she have her thing. And then you find that you find that that female, even though she's successful, she's intelligent, she's everything, but she find herself, because remember, you still have, I think you still have successful single man out there. I believe that you still have a lot of single man out there who are good men, still not married yet, but they may be just giving themselves some time or what have you. But I don't know if it's the wrong circle we are in. Like, say for example, the person, they stick to certain type of friends, or they're not looking
You know that
to go
saying
in.
that empty barrels make the most noise?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's that. So men, like good men who are successful and single, they are quiet, and good women who are
Mm-hmm.
also successful and single are also very quiet. So it's like,
That is
because we're
true.
both quiet, we're not hearing
Can
no
connect,
one
not
another.
making the
We're not
connection.
finding each other. So you will, so
No, you
successful
you're
men
right.
will more hear, those kind of women that, really was, build an empire with or spend your life with. You know, those
Mm-hmm.
kind of women. And then
Mm-hmm.
successful women will more hear um unsuccessful men who just want dip in a cookie jar and all those
Yes.
foolishness.
And tell
And
you
it's
all the nonsense
and tell you
story.
all the nonsense. So by the time so like by the time you even think about settling down and having a relationship, you're so exhausted from hearing stories of these kind of people that you just kind of stick towards yourself and
Mm-hmm.
just pray and hope that maybe one day somebody who has the same mindset as you will fall in your lap
Mm-hmm.
or
Those
So
whatever.
that is for the
then
ones
you're
who are
saying that.
patient.
For the ones who are patient, yes.
Mm-hmm. Because sorry, because I'm coming back to you, Tashi. Because sometimes um as women we are not patient, and we don't wait on the right person to come along. We just run with the first thing that come to us, and then we find ourselves in that kind of trap or that kind of situation, and then we're trying to fix it, or trying to force the person to, even want to get married to them too. Because sometimes you have some people in some relationship where they're on the two different wavelength, two different tangent, and then when the woman, they're trying to fix themselves in that same kind of sick relationship to stick in there with that man, even though the man might say, I'm not ready for any marriage, I'm not ready for this, I don't want to do this. They will want to stick into the relationship. Still, they are not even sure if the man is a good fit for them in terms
Mm.
of relationship wise, and they still
Mm-hmm.
stick in it.
Because you have a lot of women
Yeah.
who have this fear of being alone
Mm-hmm. Yes.
with themselves.
No, you're correct.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. That's why I was saying it. Yeah, as you mentioned, that fear of being alone might be from something more deeper, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe something happened to her in her life or in
But
her previous family.
just in society, it is
Mm-hmm.
it's just in society. It's weird for like say someone like me who is 23 and have yet to be in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
That's that's seen as weird because a lot of people they have their first relationships say in high school. So
Mm-hmm.
if you if that is the kind of pressure that is on you to be in a relationship since high school,
Mm-hmm.
it is going to make you feel bad about yourself that you've never been with a guy, or if a
Gotten
guy
into.
has never seen you in that type of way. It make you in yourself feel insecure. Not me
Mm-hmm.
personally, but other people.
No, I know you're not talking yourself because
Um,
yeah, and it's true, and you should, Shamisha. Sorry.
sorry, back to what you were saying. I was just thinking, or back to the topic. Sorry, I was thinking
Mm-hmm.
about, say, like what Tash was saying, coming from the bottom, right? And I
Mm-hmm.
decide, me and my husband started from nothing, and I decided, you know what, I don't want to live like this anymore. I'm going back to school. I go back to school, get my bachelor's or and get my master's or whatever. When you're
Right.
educated, you know how to talk, you know how to intellect, you
Mm-hmm.
know how to
Mm-hmm.
interpret, understand, and when you go back after you educate
Yeah,
yourself and
because now
you're
you're in a different light. Yeah.
right, when you go back to have a regular
Mm-hmm.
or a deep conversation with your husband, it's very hard. It can be very hard.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
He's not
Mm-hmm.
seeing eye
Mm-hmm.
to eye. He's not
Mm-hmm. No, you're
understanding.
right.
He's not on your level.
And it's
So
the
that,
same thing
Mm-hmm.
with friendships too.
well, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's true. So it could be
No,
hard.
no,
I
it's
can
true.
see where, yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe that's why she yearns being
That is
with
true
her.
to help him improve himself even.
And then it get frustrating
Mm-hmm.
when you realize what's happening, and you say, babes, I think you should say he has a high school diploma, and you say, babes, you know what, just
Right.
try get an advanced diploma or something higher, so he'll see at
Mm-hmm.
least a
It
touch
will
of.
encourage him. Mm-hmm.
Yes. And then he has no interest whatsoever. It can be frustrating, and you can
Mm-hmm.
feel like
Not true.
there's no, you
Hope
guys
in the.
can't, yeah, you guys can't communicate anymore. It
Mm-hmm.
becomes stressful in the relationship for her, because you can't communicate with this
Yeah.
person anymore, and you feel you have you're yearning to have this husband where you guys can just have these magical
The where you're
talks.
growing
Yeah,
together. Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see where it could pose a problem.
Yeah. I know Tashana wanted to say something. Yeah.
That I don't remember what I wanted to say. That's okay.
No, but you can still build off what Shamisha saying though. Still, what you think about what Shamisha saying there now?
Well, I agree to that as well. However, as I said, because you are leveled up and you got to go into school, this is a man that you have been communicating with. He has his high school diploma. So it's not that he is like really, really
Out. Yeah.
out of it,
Mm-hmm.
where you
Mm-hmm.
can't even go into school. From there, the two of you guys could be going to school, even if he's not in the physical school. Because then, if, say, for example, you learn something in school, and I say, hon, today, if it's a man that is willing to hear you out, if it's not a man that is willing to hear you out, then
The
education or
relationship
not, that
was
is just
doomed.
how
Yeah. 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 So it's all the
education
whole
or
attitude. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, we get we hear what you're saying, Tashi. Okay, you're saying
oh, you
education.
finish. Uh,
God, no, man, we
No, we
just
just
agreed
agree.
with that saying education or not, that relationship was doomed from the start.
exactly. So it has nothing to do with his education at that point. It's just that individual, because I know of relationships that, okay, which is right. I'm not gonna say because they started off with just their high school, they must stick with it. No. And then as a female, you would want to go out and you know be more articulate and learn more stuff than just in the
Mm-hmm.
household. And you have men
Right.
who encourages it, who they learn with their partner, even if
Their
they are not
partner.
in the school setting. So now is that, and say for example he doesn't want to go to no school. I don't see nothing is wrong with that. If it's not like he's bashing you down, or he's saying don't go to school. You want to level up. He wants to do his little farming, and that is what he
Mm-hmm.
learned. Cause as I said, you have some men, their
I
nature
have a
habits.
business. Yeah, no true.
So if he's a farmer, that he plant his yam, and the yam is the one that carry to school or help you carry to school, and then now you're going to tell a farmer. Not saying nothing is wrong with farmers going back to school, but a farmer man or a businessman or a man who raise chicken or drive truck, now you're going to be like, oh, because I go to school and I learn about um Marxists and functionalists and sociology, now I can speak to my partner because he is not of
So
the
you're
same
saying
level. Like,
it's
I
more
think that
the
is unfair. It's more
so
the
you're saying it's
person.
more the attitude within the
Is the
relationship that
attitude, is the
caused the
relationship. That is
relationship to
what
be
caused
unsuccessful. Mm,
unsuccessful. It's not about the
mm,
leveling up. It's not about the successfulness. It's the attitude. So
mm-hmm,
successful or not, it would have been doom, as Brianna said. If say for
mm-hmm,
example, a man who who would like to bring down a female, even if that female was not successful, even if she was just selling bag juice and water, he would have tried to bring her down to say, see nobody not drinking bag juice no more,
mm.
is
You would
orange juice
always want
people
to pick a
drinking.
fight.
Where you
Yeah.
going with bag juice? So anywhere
Yes.
anything you do, that person is just that person. So that is a
Mm-hmm.
failed relationship you need to run. But
Mm-hmm.
if it's a man or a female, everybody is humble. The relationship was not about things or accolades
Yes.
or so everybody
So
would
if
be okay.
change your attitude. So if you have these females too, as you mentioned before, say for example, the man was in working in the farm or in the field or whatever job he was doing. It's not a white collar job, because you have some female who feel like eventually the man might be in it must be in a white collar job to look
That is what I
sophisticated
was
or
trying
whatever.
to get at before.
Yes.
Is it is it
Okay.
is it the is it because of the job that he's doing is the issue?
Mm-hmm.
Because he's still making his money, but
Mm-hmm.
because now you have your masters and you're rolling with masters out there and you're going to
Your
social
friends,
clubs
yes.
and no, you're a little farmer man now who just talking patois. Now you're going to feel embarrassed to bring him
Mm-hmm.
in certain areas. Now then that is the next issue now, because now something is wrong with her attitude now and character.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because now is
Absolutely.
it now because you reach a certain level, whatever society see you as, now you're gonna be like, oh, my husband,
I
and
can't roll
that
with
is
you
when you
anymore.
have some female that will start telling lies. When they say, oh, what does your husband do? Oh, he's in logistics, or just because he's a factory worker, you don't want to say he's a
Mm-hmm.
factory worker. What is wrong with a factory worker? Oh, he's in logistics.
Mm-hmm.
He believe he's
Mm-hmm.
in
Shipping and receiving or some customs or stuff like that.
yes. So then is the relationship now, that is where now is the relationship based off certain principles and morals, or is it based off your status and power,
How you see
how
yourself.
you see yourself
Because
and how
yes,
you see
as a
your partner?
female, how you see yourself. And what happened to some females when they're while they're studying too can spill this off on a man without maybe even knowing that they're doing it, and then he might get less attractive to you with your studying your degree and your this and your that, because in the first place he wasn't attractive to you. He wasn't attracted to you for degree and and your job that you're doing. He wasn't attracted to you with that in the first place. He was attracted to you for who you are as a person. Now, when you make like a degree or something come and create that arrogance in you, you're thinking that no, I'm more educated and no, I want him. But again, as Misa said, you're trying to encourage him, because I don't want to confuse the two things, because what Misha said was a very important thing to say. You don't want to live a certain life anymore. So, say for example, he's not a businessman, he's not a farmer, but say he was doing just a maybe minimum wage job, right?
Mm-hmm.
And of course, you want your husband or your man to start earning more money, because we know in this world it takes money to do things and to achieve things and to buy stuff. And if you're raising a family, you still, you as a woman elevate yourself and you start earning above minimum wage. Of course, any sensible woman or any smart woman would want her husband to be earning power to grow too with her, because that is her role too as a woman, to to you know be intelligent enough to communicate to her husband her desires, right? And even
Exactly.
to find out his desire too, because maybe he might want to do the same thing, but he don't know how to go about it. And then she, maybe because she's in a different position, she can help him to say, okay, honey, I know you said you want to do this, because some men are afraid to, some men are scared, and they don't know how to do it. So if you know your husband, he might be quiet, but sometimes you still have to, try to go to him to see if he want what he wants to do further to further and better himself. Because if, say, for example, you were 20-year-old when you meet a 25-year-old, and then now he's going into his 40 and he's doing the same cashier job, or I don't want to put down a particular job, but say he's doing a job that is getting earning minimum wage from 25 till he's 40. You want him to know that he can increase his earning power by doing another job, or even going back to school and getting another skill, or upping, leveling up or something. So nothing is wrong if, as Misha say, you're encouraging him, but then you have some woman now who, as Tashana was saying, the man is in his business, he's a farmer, he's a mechanic, and then they start to look down on his trade like that is a dirty job, and he's bringing in his money, and he can even earn more than you two with your master's degree by doing his mechanic or his farmer job. So instead of you going in there and enhancing the business and lifting him up with his business to say, you know what, I think you should open another branch of this mechanic shop, or we can do such and such. We can do, so if it's a farmer, you can say, we can start canning some stuff, we can start packaging some stuff and sell instead of just selling it at the market. Instead, you should be using your entrepreneurial skill that you will learn in your degree to enhance the business that he's doing. But some
Okay.
women now, they want to just maybe speak down to the man, which that is not good, because that can't enhance your relationship at all.
And that is why it comes back down to the attitude because okay,
Yes.
don't get me wrong.
I
I agree
mm-hmm,
in if you level up, you're leveling up. If I level up, you're leveling up with me. I agree with that. But it all comes down
mm-hmm,
to the attitude. How are you going to communicate that with your partner? You're not going to go think no, oh, I am level up right now. You're not in my level and you need to start. No, you're going to do it better than that. And because of his attitude, he will be
mm-hmm.
accepted. He will accept what you have to say. So then, just as
Right.
Shatisha said, I would like my husband to say for example, you're seeing that you guys are having a communication issue, then you would have communicate
Mm,
that with him to say, darling, XYZ, and is the communicate is schooling would make his communication better. Then you
mm-hmm,
explain that to him, so it all comes right back down to the attitude. I think the attitude is what make a relationship successful or unsuccessful.
yes,
So
yes,
it's not really the so successful women, if you go with a good attitude, poor man, just using the word loosely, then you won't have,
mm-hmm,
more than likely you won't have an issue. But if you're gonna go for one of those toxic men, then there's going to be issues
mm-hmm.
if you are successful or not. That is
Well
that
said.
is the my take, like where I get from it. So it's not really
Mm-hmm,
because the man don't want to level up or anything, because you have men who wants to level up. You have men who
mm-hmm,
they try in society, they try in certain different businesses. It maybe fail, but they're not giving up. So if you're a
mm-hmm,
female that is a humble female and you have your attributes and your stuff that can help the man, then I don't think there would be an issue with the relationship per se.
mm-hmm.
I don't know. You guys hearing
Absolutely.
any noise in my background?
Yes, yeah, no, I'm agreeing
Mm.
with you. You're okay. We heard you.
Oh,
Um, yes, well said, Tashi. And that being said too, all even women out there who, because they want men to validate their success, like, say for example, because they are successful, they're trying to flaunt that in front of a man to
exactly.
find a man. That won't work.
Men don't like
Let
that.
people, they don't like that. That's
And
not
that is why
attractive.
you're going to attract the men that try to drag you down, because
That's right,
you're a
because they
perfect
see it as
target
a
right there.
yes, yes. And you're not using, you're just flaunting your achievements and these things at them, and they know that that's what you're doing. They know that is what you're doing, and that's why they will use women in that way, because they don't want them either, because that's
Exactly.
there's nothing attractive about that.
Because as
um
Brianna mentioned something previously, that a successful woman is quiet. Most time is quiet, and a successful man most time is quiet. So they're not,
right.
you know,
The
crossing paths.
connection, yeah.
So yes, so
Yes.
then that is why you're attracted now to the ones that is not what
Just
you're
come
looking
upon you,
for.
yeah.
So you
Mm-hmm.
ever not saying that those relationship have any difficulties, just using them as example. You ever see a couple, the man is quiet and the woman is so loud and boisterous, and you're wondering how these
Oh,
two meet, like
yes,
who went to
that is so
who.
true.
So that is
The
what's
woman
gonna
have a
happen.
masculine energy, and the man has this feminine
Fem-
energy.
exactly.
And nothing
And
is wrong
most
with
times it
that.
happen
And
like
nothing
that,
is
you
wrong
know.
with that. No,
Yeah.
I'm not saying nothing is wrong with that. And I'm just using it loosely.
Yeah, man.
So
Yeah,
I'm just
man.
saying
Yeah.
that is why now you're gonna have like a successful woman now, especially the ones that flaunt it, not the quiet ones, the
Mm-hmm.
ones that
Mm-hmm.
flaunt their
Right.
success. Because I'm sure we have tons of successful women that no one even
Yes,
know
I
that is
agree with what you're
successful.
saying,
No.
Shik. I just didn't know how to word it, but especially the ones that flaunt the success, they're the ones who always have a harder time. Cause it's like
Yeah,
they
Mm-hmm.
can't
yeah.
manage
No,
them
I was
ego.
agreeing with you.
Yeah, man. But it's just how you word it that I liked.
No,
Mm-hmm.
no, for real. Because some people feel like, don't get me wrong now, not saying that a woman that is more of a masculine figure or more loud is not successful. But most times they have some issues too.
Mm-hmm.
So what they do, they just
That's
use their
right.
mouth to hide the issues
Mm-hmm.
that they have, so that people don't really see
Mm-hmm.
the issues. So now
Mm-hmm.
you have some men who don't like those type of female because they're like,
They're loud
oh,
mouth. So
they're
even if
loud
you're
mouth.
saying something
Even if
sensible
you're
to
saying
them,
something positive,
attitude that
just
you come with them, the attitude that you're using to speak, to communicate to the man,
mhm,
he's not listening to you because he's wondering why, what's with the behavior, what's with the attitude.
exactly. So see, it all come back
Yeah.
down to the attitude.
No, it's true.
The attitude that how you approach a person. Like how they say, it's not what
Yes.
you say, is how you say it.
Hmm.
That can
And they
change a
said your
lot.
attitude determine your
Your
altitude
attitude,
too.
exactly. So if it's a
Yes.
man that has a positive attitude, but you just need a help or a push, he will be receptive.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, of course, of course, of course.
So so
Yeah,
why
that,
do
and that's why I
successful women
embrace
find it difficult to
Shamisha
have successful relationship? Because they have some very toxic attitude man living with
around them.
around them.
Yes.
I think that
No,
is
true.
to sum it up. Because
Mm-hmm.
if you have toxicity, then the whole of the water just need to throw away and start
Murky,
fresh.
murky.
Yeah.
Yes. So, yeah, that being said, I think as women, we would need to check ourselves, look
Yes.
back into the relationship as you go along, just reflect. And especially if you are not married, and those successful women out there who are not married as yet, um if you're in some type of relationship and you feel like this is not the right fit for you, and this person is not gonna carry you off, or they're not gonna mesh with you later on in the future, don't stick
Leave.
around in the relationship hoping to be married. Best to
Yeah.
just leave that relationship, because if most of the time when you're in there already with a man, and if he tells you that this is how he is, pretty much listen to what he's
That is
saying,
how we is.
because
Exactly.
that is how he is. So don't try to change him and to be something else. that you want him to be, because you can't
Mhm.
fix that. So from time to time, reflect on your relationship, as Brianna would say. Do your self love, love yourself first and foremost before you start to check in yourself to see if you are really even ready to enter into a relationship at your level, at your successful level. Wait until you find the person that, that, as Brenna was saying, that those you have successful men out there and they are single, and they will keep quiet too. They are not looking or hunting for nobody. But then you have some successful women out there, they are approaching men and actually looking man. Men don't like that either. That is not even
Some.
attractive either. You have
Some, yeah.
some men
Don't-
don't like it. I think the ones who the ones that are planning on using them will find that attractive most of
Yeah.
the time. But real genuine men, I don't think they like you a woman looking them. They like to look their woman for themselves.
Yeah.
It's
Like to,
yeah,
you know
and
what I mean? I'm
that's
not
not
saying
to
you
be
can't tell that.
confused with making your intentions clear.
No, exactly. No,
Yeah,
that's
that's
what I was
two. That's
about to say.
different. Yeah.
Yes,
Because
that's different.
sometimes you can approach men
Yes,
in an aggressive way, which is where it look like you're desperate to get
Mm-hmm.
a man.
right,
But
right.
if you're making
So
your intentions clear, that is a different thing.
Yeah, yeah.
different thing, right?
Different. Yeah.
Exactly. So, we need to look into that. And as Tashana say, it's all about the attitude, man. It's all about the attitude. It's not about what you have. It's not about what's behind your name or how much money you're making or whatever. It's about the love that you're giving to somebody or you're pouring into the person, and prepare yourself to be vulnerable too, even though you're independent and whatever. You still need to be vulnerable to receive that kind of love from that
Yeah.
person just the same.
That's the
So
same.
don't feel
Mhm.
like you're on top of the world and no, he can't talk to you, or he doesn't know how to communicate, or he's not on your level. At that point, that man is gonna tune out from you as
Yeah.
a woman, as we are speaking about the whole woman and success. Shamisha, did you have anything else you want to add there?
No.
Okay.
Azaria. So,
You guys
Now
covered a
Azari is
lot.
adding something.
Yeah.
Azari has a lot to say. As a young man growing up, just pray that God guide him in the right direction, that he
I'm
will
guiding
be a
him.
loving husband.
Yeah.
All right, guys, that's the end done. So we have
So my
come to the
last two
end of
cents, as
the
always.
show. Oh, you want to say a last 2 cents?
Yes,
Thank you.
my last two cents, as always. I always like to end on this. In a relationship,
Yes.
it don't just come with love. Don't go in the relationship with just love. You go in the relationship with knowledge and understanding. With those
Even
two, you
more.
have communication and comprehension. When you do
And
those
when you
two,
apply those,
then you will be okay.
yes. And I
Yeah,
always say that knowledge and understanding, you do the application, which is wisdom. They said a wise woman
exactly.
build her house with wisdom. So, with that being said, that's the best note to end on.
Yeah,
Ladies, build your relationship, build your husband, stick by him, and watch your attitude.
yes,
Thank you for a wonderful day, for a wonderful topic. I
yes.
enjoyed the show. So
Me
have a
too.
great day, and we'll
Yes.
see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.